Scary and thrilling situations release dopamine in the brain. For some individuals, this release can be exhilarating. As a result, some people will enjoy scary and risky situations. These types of people tend to be the ones who enjoy sitting down and watching a good scary movie. I myself will admit to definitely being one of those people. I grew up in an era of horror movies that felt like the industry tried to recapture the spark that made horror movies of the 80s and 90s great. Although I enjoyed these movies, I feel like my teen/adult years were the marker of a new horror renaissance that brought forth new innovative ideas and creators into the genre. Why do I think this? Am I on drugs? Well, you just have to stick around and find out.
You're now watching The Captain.
So as you can tell from the intro, I love horror. Like most people, I had an older family member that wanted to with me, so they sat me down and got the bright idea to make me want to watch scary movies to get my reaction. Predictably, I just about pissed myself. The thing I don't think my cousin expected is that I started to like the feeling. Getting put on the edge and in a temporary state of fear was equivalent to like a roller coaster for me. But similar to my observations from my Static Shock video, which you can find here on the channel, I started to notice a glaring deficiency in the genre. Say it with me now. Lack of representation. In a lot of mainstream horror throughout the 2000s, Black and brown people weren't present and lacked importance and relevance in the narrative. I would see movies like Freddy vs. Jason or Halloween Resurrection, where they would bring in popular Black celebrities like Kelly Rowland or Busta Rhymes for spectacle. They would be comedic relief, which I want to make clear isn't a problem. But when I go back to watch horror movie classics like Alien, The Nightmare on Elm Street, and others, I saw leading characters who were given center stage and asked myself, where are the people that look like me? I took it upon myself not to just look for representation in just the 2000s horror movies, but go even further back in the timeline to see how much diversity there was in the origins of horror. You may be surprised to know that Black people have been a part of the horror genre for a long time. As far back as 1940, films such as one titled The Son of Anagi, which is the first instance of a Black man being involved in the horror genre. The movie had a lot of negative and racially charged imagery that would not probably be perceived as acceptable in this modern time. Looking at the modern day, the horror industry has an abundance of representation. From Black directors like Nia DaCosta and Jordan Peele who get their shine, but there are also horror projects that are innovative and have Black and brown faces. Movies like The Angry Black Girl and Her Monster or series like Donald Glover's Swarm are coinciding with the representation that kind of shows me to be the golden age of psychological horror.
You're a killer bee, part of the swarm. That's so cool.
It feels like even movies that would follow the blueprint of movies of old, like a good old-fashioned slasher or a monster flick, tend to have some sort of psychological horror aspect implemented into it. Some of the directors who are leading the way in this just so happen to be the two Black directors that I previously mentioned, as well as others like Ari Aster and Mike Flanagan. Some highlights for me include series like Follow the House of Usher or movies like Hereditary. If you haven't seen them, go check them out.
Charlie!
And even the new Candyman sequel tends to have elements of this. These all vary in the same premise of the projects, but have essential commonality in watching the mental health degrade as the movie goes on. This usually leads to some sort of metamorphosis for the protagonist or life-changing event that causes them to be completely different by the end of the film.
Are you okay? What the hell is going on?
Looking toward the future of the genre, it seems like there's a bright future on the horizon and evolution of the genre that's going to continue to push the boundaries of what's possible within it. And this is only great just by the fact you're involving more and more people who have bright ideas and aspirations to mix into the genre to make it great. It just so happened to be that there wasn't a lot of Black and brown people involved in the past when it comes to the directorial aspect or the writing aspect of these films. But people like Jordan Peele, Bomani J. Story, Remy Weeks are making waves in the community and helping to push the genre forward. And me wanting to highlight the Black and brown people that are getting opportunities in the genre is in no way me saying that nobody else that looks different should get an opportunity. Obviously, the genre is helped to be pushed forward by people that look different, but it only can be better the more minds and the more opinions and the more perspective that you add within the genre.
With horror, the scariest thing that you can put an audience through is allow their imagination to go crazy.
And all these black and brown people that have been getting opportunities have been making the genre pretty much almost excel in a time where it was kind of dry. Some of the highlight horror movies that have been coming out recently have been ones led by black and brown directors or have black and brown leads, honestly. A movie like Talk to Me that came out last year was something that I think was a bright spot and a dry spot in horror. And I hope to have more people that look like me be a part of the genre because I love the genre and how inclusive it is. If you go to any convention anywhere in the country or maybe you're around the world, the horror community is some of the sweetest people and kindest people you will ever meet, from people that work in the films to people that enjoy the cons. That being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in for another video. I wanted to shed a little light on this video and kind of finish this up because it's something that I started last year, well, almost 2 years ago now, that I didn't finish. And I want to just finish it up before I hop on a new thing for the channel. But again, if you guys have any other thoughts and sentiments on things you want me to cover on the channel in this format, or even just kind of talking about it in a quicker format, because these scripts tend to take me a little bit longer to make, let me know in the comments below. Let me know on any of the socials below. Again, you can find me on Instagram at CapDiesel24, Twitter, same thing, and obviously here at Captain Diesel's Dojo. And I'm over on TikTok. You'll pretty much find, if you type in Cap Diesel 24, just Captain Diesel's Dojo, you'll pretty much find me on any social media platforms. And that's a good way to get in contact with me on any of them because I pretty much check all of them on a pretty frequent basis just to make sure that I'm getting that interaction and engagement from my community as it builds up. If you want to know my streaming schedule, I'm going to be streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on my channel on YouTube only going forward. I know I did some stuff in Twitch in the past, but YouTube will be my main way of going about this. And I'm going to be streaming some games, guys. Dragon's Dogma 2, as I'm recording this, is dropping at midnight. I'm going to be doing a midnight stream for that here and playing Rise of Ronin as well, trying to get more gaming influence into my channel for people that are fans of it because I know I have fun doing it. Again, for the video essays, if you guys have more thoughts on what you want or looking for as far as what you want me to review, I think I saw somebody in the comments before typing they wanted me to do a review or a video on the original Spawn movie from back in the day. I'm more than down to do something like that, and I'm open to all suggestions if they pop some kind of inspiration in my brain to do so. Again, thank you guys for watching. This has been Captain Diesel of Captain Diesel's Dojo, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
You're now watching the Captain.